So in this video, we're going to show you how you can make superhero stories using Rory's story cubes. This idea comes from Andrew and Scott Moeller from Ohio in USA. So they like making up superhero stories together. Okay, and the way they do it is they roll like one cube and then they use that to pick a superhero power. So for example, all those arrows might mean like that the superhero...
Transport?
Yeah, or like teleport.
Or...
What else?
Shooting arrows?
Shooting arrows. Oh yeah. Or it might mean he could zip all over the place really fast.
Yeah.
Okay, and then
Run super fast.
and then what they would do is they'd use the rest of them to make up like his backstory, how he got his superhero powers. Okay.
Oh.
What do you think? Is that a good idea?
Yeah, that's a brilliant idea.
Okay. So, do I like comics?
Yes.
How much do I like comics?
Heart.
Heart. I heart comics. Okay, so this got me thinking, if you're going to have a superhero, what do you need?
Supervillain.
A supervillain. So,
A superhero can't fight against a superhero.
well, they can sometimes, but
They need a supervillain.
they need a supervillain to go up against. Okay, so will we have a go where we maybe, the two of you, create yourselves a superhero,
Okay.
and I'll create a supervillain, and then you maybe tell a story about how your superheroes
So would you
meet my supervillain.
so would you randomly pick a cube to go like that, and then that's your one?
Well, why don't you pick 3 each?
These. Two.
Okay, and then leave me 3. Okay, so maybe Neve, you go first. So you roll yours, and then you're going to explain what your superpower is.
So I picked this one to be my super power, and it's voodoo.
Okay, so what happens when you use voodoo?
So like he can conjure up these little dolls, and then when he sticks a needle in them, the person who is I don't know how to put it. The person whose doll he has, when he sticks it in their heart, a pin in their heart, they die. So it's like.
Are you a superhero or a supervillain?
No, but he has a doll of every supervillain, so he can just go. So like if he sees on the news that a supervillain is robbing a bank, he can like instead of like going to the scene of the crime, he can just pick up the doll and handcuff it and then run away.
So he doesn't really like hurt the supervillains.
No.
He just like gives them tummy aches or
Yeah.
ties up their laces and those things like that.
Yeah. So
Okay.
practical jokes or something.
So maybe so that might be an idea for his name.
Practical voodoo master.
Voodoo Master. Okay. I was thinking like the trickster.
Well, yeah, the trickster.
The trickster?
Yeah.
Okay. Because then he sounds more like, a good guy rather than
Bad guy.
voodoo man.
In Princess and the Frog.
Okay.
Okay.
So is that enough for you? Do you want to explain, do these have any effect?
So he made a flower. Really,
No? I think you've got it with that one. Don't think you need to do anything else. Okay. So, Shona, you want to give yours a roll? Okay, so who's your superhero? What's the power? Okay.
I know.
What about that one? Does that give you any ideas?
You can make mats to trip people up.
He makes mats to trip people up.
No, Maz. I thought that was more like a germ, so he can see. He has microscopic eyes or something. He can read people's minds.
He can read people's minds. Okay, so maybe if you combine the question mark with that, he can get into people's bodies and minds.
And think what they're going to do to him, and then he does something. And then he thinks before.
So he can react before they do it.
Yeah.
Okay, so what kind of name would you give that superhero?
The thinking master.
Okay, so we've got the trickster.
Maybe the thinker. The thinker.
Okay, so we've got the thinker and the trickster. Okay, so you're like a superhero team?
Yeah.
Okay,
twins,
so
the twins, the two T's.
they're twins.
No, but the two T's, twins.
They're twins. Okay. So, will we see then who my supervillain is?
Yep.
Okay. Ready? Oh. Oh, I've got some ideas.
You can help people.
Let me see.
Oh, I have a good one for that one.
What have you got for that one?
He can draw things.
No, but he can draw things and bring them to life.
Yeah.
So he can bring
See,
pictures to life.
I'm looking at this one and I'm thinking maybe it's.
He can cure his fellow supervillains or something.
I'm thinking it looks kind of like a pill, but I think it could be like
Pellet?
a giant piece of chalk
Maybe pellet.
or a pellet. Okay. Well, I think you're right about this one. I think
Yeah.
he needs to be able to draw things and they come to life.
Yeah.
So maybe he's able to draw like giant insects.
An
An army of insects.
Yeah. So that might be he's fought our supervillains before, our superheroes before with.
Yeah.
But he's kind of really sick though, and he has to keep taking tablets to keep his power.
Oh.
And if he doesn't take his
So
tablets,
he's like a scientist. He's like a test. He was like a scientific tester in a lab, but then it went horribly wrong, and he had superpowers then.
Ah.
And then
And I've got a name for him.
what?
Pencil Pete. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, the TTs and the pencil page.
The two T's and the two
So
P's.
the T twins and the pencil heat.
Okay. So, do you think can we make up a story? Roll all the cubes together and make up a story about
Okay.
maybe some kind of battle or story that involves the trickster, the thinking master, and Pencil Pete.
Yep.
Okay.
A pencil page.
So we'll all roll them into the center. So you take a couple and I'll take a couple.
Hey, I got 2 of mine. 2
Oh,
of yours.
okay. Ready? 1, 2, 3.
These were my
So, once upon a time. Am I going to start?
Yeah.
Okay. So maybe we'll change it. Instead of saying once upon a time, we'll do it more like a comic. So, let me see.
Before the accident happened, there's 2 people.
Before the accident happened. So it was in a museum,
Yeah.
and they were showing off a really
Showing off how to set the time.
No, but they were showing off a really dangerous experiment with a really good scientist, and it used explosives and petrol, but it went horribly wrong.
oh no.
So
And
then,
While the explosion happened, everybody had hid,
except from 3 people.
well, yeah.
who
So
didn't know what were happening.
except for look at this, maybe because that looks like your guy.
Yeah.
So maybe your guy ran and tried to protect someone from the
Yeah.
blast, and he got caught up in the explosion, and that transformed him into
Her.
her. Oh yeah, sorry. Her into the thinking master. Okay.
Okay.
So that's the first person.
And then something happened with another person
Who had a
who was fighting with someone, and then
well, I think that's your guy if you're just fighting
Yeah.
with someone.
yeah.
So maybe at the same time, Pete Norman, that was his name. He was in, and he was trying to steal a famous, the famous vase that they were going to use in the experiment.
Yeah.
And he got caught up in the explosion, and he was trying to escape, and he got like thrown up against the painting, and his body merged with the painting,
Yeah.
and
So
so
he
that's
was
why
betrayed.
he became Pencil Pete.
Yeah.
And the trickster, who can conjure up voodoo, what does that look like?
He was looking at the puppets they made.
Yeah, he was looking at the dummies that they were using, like the test dummies,
Okay.
and while he was taking a photo,
It happened. And
he was knocked unconscious. And when he woke up, he found he had this strange power of voodoo.
Wow. So then I think, look, that Thinking Master and
the trickster were twins.
They were twins. Ah.
Well, they were brother and sister.
And when
they didn't know each other, but then they teamed up and became
I think they decided
the
to
twins.
Twins.
The twins. That's their team.
And I think from now on, luck had run out for the criminals in the city
Yeah.
because now the twins were going to stop crime. Yeah?
Yeah.
Anything else you want to add before you wrap up the story?
Not really.
No? So what do we say? 1, 2, 3. There.
And.
So I'm going to... P.S.
All the villains died.
What? So that's how we create superhero stories. We'd love to hear yours. If you come up with a superhero story, please share with us your video link.